Welcome to another PC Sportscards PSA Submission Reveal. This is Josh with PC Sportscards. Today we actually have the last July special that we handed in at the National. It came back. We still have about 10 others left that all went in at the National as well. This just happened to be the last one. If you haven't watched any of our videos before, or even if you have, what we do is PSA reveals, talk about some main topics, talk about speculating with grading, stuff like that. If you like that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you get alerts. We also do videos now with BGS submission reveals and a bunch of other stuff, including news and hobby stuff that's just going on. So give us a follow. And without further ado, we're going to get started. The one thing that I want to say is that the biggest part of our videos is that we want to interact with you about what's going on, about what we're posting and putting up there. So please comment. Please get involved. I actually love this order. We got a good mix of cards. We have 8 really good topics to talk about today. One of the cards actually is a double topic card where we just put a little bit, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about it when we get there. Another cool thing about this order of 248 cards is that the last 50 or so cards are PC Sportscards employee cards. They're not mine and Zach's. They are employees' cards that sent them in as well. They put their cards in after every single customer card. This came back as a PSA 10 for somebody else earlier this year, and I just love this card. One of the best pictures that you're going to get on any card. And this is a cool submission. It's got a good mix of baseball, basketball, football. It's got new stuff. It's got old stuff. It's really a great order. Remember, this was $21 a card when we sent it in. This service level is now $18 a card. If you're looking to submit, head over to our website, PCSportscards.com, to do it. We sent in about 1,500 cards last week for the new value level, for the new bulk level. I think we're going to be Black Gold Choice, numbered 1 of 8. Very cool card. Good timing with basketball starting today. Messy refractor. So we're sending in a ton of cards to PSA. We're also sending in a bunch of cards to Beckett. We should have a Beckett reveal going up later this week and an 88 card order that's coming back. So we're sending in 200-ish, 250 cards a week to Beckett right now. So check that out as well if you're looking to spread it out across different grading companies. Old Brady's. Like I said, this is a great order. There's a good mix of cards in here. So some basketball. Now we got a gold medallion Brady from 2003 Ultra. Brady Topps Chrome. So this order, 248 cards. We had 79 PSA 9s, 151 PSA 10s, which works out to give or take 93% of the order, as PSA 9s are better, which is what we expect. 61% was PSA 10, so that's right on par. First topic we got is Rodgers undervalued. Personally, I think Rodgers is undervalued. The cool thing you'll see about why this is a good card to send in, there's 7,700 or so of these cards graded. This is a very tough card to grade because of the centering. With those 7,700 cards, though, over 6,000 are PSA 9s or 10s. PSA 9s or 10s in this card are always profitable at $21 a card. Do some easy math. $43 plus $21 is $64. Do you get a PSA 9? Probably net about $95 after everything's said and done. Get a PSA 10, net about $300, $290 if everything's said and done. So you have a really, really solid chance of making money. I should have put up a PSA 8 value. I'm going to guess that's give or take $50 or $60, so you're not going to lose much. And those 3 grades encompass about 7,200 of the 7,700 graded. So odds are you're going to get an 8 or better. I think this is a great card to send in for grading. This customer actually got 2 PSA 10s. Excuse me, I had a little sniffle. So I think Rodgers overall is undervalued in general. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. You could look at the prices for Brady and even Peyton at this point, and just there's so few cards, especially when you compare these guys to like ultra modern players with tons and tons of rookie cards out there. If you compare that Topps card to a Donruss card or something like that, the key guys are close to those values with much higher pop reports, much easier grades. So, personally, I would spend the money on Rodgers because they're going to be less and less of them available to grade at some point. Logan Gilbert. So, like I said, I love this order because people really... I mean, this, again, July special order. So, people took our advice. We said, send in these megas, right? Send in those baseball cards for $21. These are going to make money. Adley Rutschman. Another great one. Fireburst Aaron Rodgers, PSA 10. Non-numbered. But I'm sure there's not a ton of them out there. And you're getting good grades on them. If you know what you're looking for and you can get these 10s, we're going to go over the math of whether you want to submit or not on some cards down the road in this order. But, I mean, these Firebursts are not super tough grades, but there's a lot of profit built in, and there's not a ton of them graded because, remember, it was so expensive to grade. So since the price came down on grading, stuff like this is really, really worth it to send in. Pokemon coming up next. The next one is going to be one of my favorite topics to talk about. If you're looking for profit, sell the hype. Do not wait for the market to come back down. On the right side over here, we have the 3-month chart. On the left side over here, we have the 1-month chart. These were not expensive in June and July. $100 is a PSA 10. They shot up to over $350 when Aaron Judge was getting close to the record. And since they got over $350, they've already come back down all the way to $200. There is still more room for this card to come down. People sent these in July. What a great decision, thinking he's going to chase the record. Not a ton of downside. Ton of profit still with these coming back. I would sell these as fast as possible. And if you look at the bottom left here, 4,700 are PSA 10s. 4,700 out of 5,600. This is just easy money when it comes to grading. Ohtani red jersey. Easy money when it comes to grading with how easy it is to get the card graded. But this one we're talking about, when there's hype coming about somebody, don't wait to try to maximize the peak. You could have gotten that same $200 all the way back at the beginning of August, right? If you would have gotten that money back at the beginning of August, you probably could have done something else profitable with it instead of waiting it out. There was no real doubt that he was going to get near that record at that point. That's when that stuff started going, this is a good card. I didn't realize it was in here. Dak. It's got to come back after last night's game. So sell the hype. Don't buy the news, right? When we know he's breaking the record, buy it early if you think he's got a shot. And once you know you're right, you find out you're right, and you see that price moving, don't feel like you're going to leave money on the table, because that happens. You will leave money on the table. A common card like this, where there's almost 5,000 PSA 10s of that Judge card, almost 5,000 already, sell it. If it's a rare card, I get it. Hold it. Maybe somebody's going to pay more down the road. But if it's common, just get rid of it. All right, I love this Curry card. Curry longevity rookie. Just there's not going to be a lot of them. So somebody's gonna have a Curry collection that they want to add that to. Curry Silver PSA 10 Select, great card. This is why I love this order, because it's a mix. And we're getting basketball back. Number 1/99 Brogdon Red PSA 10. We're getting all the good stuff coming in now. All right, Tatum. All right, and Brunson. I wanted to talk about this one. This is great time, as we just were saying, great timing for the NBA season. What's cool about these cards, $15 raw, $150 is a PSA 10. Yep, you're going to lose money if you get a 9. You're going to lose money if you get an 8. Look at the odds. Odds aren't great that you're going to get a 9, that you're going to get a 10. If you can find well-centered, clean copies, well-centered being the key, and you can look at the corners and know they're okay, know you have a shot at a 10, the math here says to submit. Yes, you will lose money 50% of the time, 60% of the time, but you make so much. You make $110 every time you get a 10, and you lose $20 every time you get a 9, right? So doing the math, I don't have a calculator up there, but if you make $110 once and you lose $20 5 times, you need to be 1 out of 6 to break even. The odds here are basically 3 out of 6 that you're going to hit. So as long as you stay close to the odds, even 2 out of 6, you're making money, making a good chunk of money. So the math here says the premium on a PSA 10 is so worth it that you should be sending these cards in if you think they're clean and centered, right? Obviously, the skill involved in that and looking those cards up and figuring that out is a big part of it, right? That is a huge part of it, but that's the simple math. If you can do well grading cards, and if you can add money on your side, you can sort of tilt it in your favor on your side of it to know what you're looking for, then a lot of these cards are just really good opportunities. Now, personally, what I look for is something that's close to a break even with a big profit. Obviously, few and far between at this point. That's why grading exploded, right? Because there was so much out there that a 9 was making money. And that's why it became unsustainable. And we were saying that months ago, that it was unsustainable for a 9 to be profitable. There's no way the market could handle it, because everybody's going to send in every possible card, right? If you make money on every 9, you're just going to keep on sending, right? Remember, 90% plus get 9s or better. So if you can even skew that a little bit to 70% getting 10s or 65 or 70% getting 10s, you're really looking good, right? You need to be at that 65-35 kind of thing. So if you're there, it's really easy to make money with grading, knowing what you're looking for, knowing desirability. And it comes back to, right? It comes back to something that we talk about a lot. We talk about cards that somebody else will want graded. Look at these Bowman Chrome Autos. Somebody else is going to want Brandon Howlett Refractor. Somebody else is going to want a Ronaldo Refractor. That's a great card to grade, right? Now, you get a 9, you're going to lose a few bucks. But if you know what you're looking for, you can get more 10s than 9s. Seems pretty simple. Then you're going to add it in your favor. This is a cool card. I don't think I've ever seen this before. More Brady's. 2002 Brady getting a 9. I'm betting that's profitable as a 9. More Brady's. So I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, please comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you don't understand about it, right? It's a math equation. And we talk a lot about not paying somebody else to give you that opinion, because when you have to learn for yourself. And that's why in an interview that we did, we said buy cheap PSA 10s, crack them out and learn, right? Because if you learn from it and you can educate yourself more on what to send in, if you can educate yourself on what to look for, you're all of a sudden getting something in your favor. You're tilting the scales your direction. All right, Noel V. Marty. Again, super cheap card. Super cheap card. Grading for $18. Let's talk about it as if it was $18. $6.50 for the card. $18 for grading. We have a bunch of them here. This person did really well with this card. So you lose $10 every time. So this is a good example, right? So say you're into it for $25 with grading and the value of the card. You lose, call it $12 for a 9, and you make $16 for a 10. Right? The odds though are 65-35. So you're making 16 versus 12, but your odds are 65 versus 35. So you literally have to beat the odds of grading to make money on this card. You need to get more 10s, which this person did, right, than 9s. So this is not a card that I would typically grade unless I was extremely confident that sending it in I'm going to get a 10. And again, it comes down to that math equation. I'm not making enough. If this was a $60 10, worth it. If it was a $20 9, worth it. I also expect, by the way, that 9 value to go down more. I think it's going to get closer to $10. And once that happens, you really need to know what you're looking for to send that card in, right? There, by the way, already 1,600 PSA 10s. So what's going to happen? Other people are going to send these in. This pop report will be 4,000 by the time the year turns. The more that come out, if the demand doesn't go up, which guess what? In the next 2 months, 3 months, the demand of Noel V. Marti is not going up. Maybe 4 months, 5 months it will. But will it go up enough? Will it go up enough to make it worth it? I don't think so. And I'm not betting my $18 that it will. I will, however, buy color that I think could be good to grade. Or if I like him as a player, I'll buy color that's already graded as more of an investment or a speculative play on him versus speculating with the grading to make money. Now, if I knew that I could pick out PSA 10s at a 90% clip, which I probably can, if I knew that guaranteed I can get 90%, then now we're talking my numbers are in my favor and I'm sending it in, right? I'm trying to be as general as possible with this math. And I could dive deeper into this math later on, right? Not today, but another time. All right, next up. Zion. Two-parter here, right? We have a lot of time to talk about it. I'm actually going to leave Zion. I wish I had a picture, but I'm going to leave Zion up to talk about him. I know I'm not. So Zion PSA 10s. Talk about this card a lot. There's almost 22,000 Zion PSA 10s out of 40,000 graded. That's absolutely bonkers. But again, for $18 a card, this card makes sense to send in nearly every single time. Why? Because as a 9, you're still breaking even or making a little bit, right? The math is $53 minus all your fees and stuff. So I'm going to call it a break even and say you net out 175 to 180 on a PSA 10. As long as you're getting 9s or 10s, which by the way, 38,000 out of 40,000 are 9s or 10s, you're going to be breaking even on the low end and making money on the high end. So I'm sending them in at clips of 10 or 20 because I know that I'll make money doing it. My risk is extremely low on this card. I could buy 20 of them for $700, grade them for another $360, 360. That's call it $1,100. I need 6 out of 10. 6 out of 20 to be PSA 10s. 6 out of 20 is profit. Actually, probably 4 out of 20 is profit, right? Because I'll get 800 and then I'll get 60 across the board on the rest of them. Sorry, my math is wrong there, right? Yeah, my math is right there. My math is right. So you need such a low success rate as 10s when you have a 60% chance and you only need 20% to make money. The math is in your favor, right? So I would look for cards like that in my grading speculating play. Now, on the flip side, I would not be buying that card ever as a long-term value play. I would be buying second and third year low-numbered cards instead. I'd buy gold. I'd buy orange if it's of 25. I'd buy blue of 50 or 75 or whatever it is. That's what I would be buying because they're roughly the same price and there's very few of them out there. People would love to see a gold Zion in their collection. There's not that many that come up. If a gold select comes up and it's $200, $250 second, third year Zion, do you want that? Or do you want one of 22,000 PSA 10s with a growing pop report, right? That pop report hasn't ended yet. Now, the backlog is basically done, so most of them are in. I don't expect it to break 30,000. I think we're going to get to 24 to 25,000 on it, and that's going to be the end of it. I just don't think people are ripping Prism at a clip like that, and you're not going to find raw ones. But one of 25,000 or one of 10 of a second-year card. To me, it's a no-brainer. Please, 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 please stop sending Wander Franco. Something's wrong with that. I guess I didn't delete the... Oh, no. Here we go. There we go. There's already 5,300 graded. 3,500 are PSA 10s. The first time I did this, it was under 1,000 graded. The card was selling for $120. And I said, if you don't get it in fast, you're going to lose money. Guess what? We're at the time where you're losing money. Not a super easy grade. 70% are PSA 10s. Even if you get a 10 on it, you're not making that much money. With a 9, you're not losing that much money, I guess, at $18. But the juice just isn't worth the squeeze. It's still a deteriorating card. I think we're going to end up having 10,000 plus of them graded, maybe 15,000 of them graded when it's all said and done. That was not a backlog card, so that's the opposite of like Zion, right? The thing with that card is there are people still sending them because the price got better. Like, oh, now I'm going to take advantage of it. Now I'm going to get my money. Do not chase that. What you're doing is you're chasing for $3. You're chasing a potential $3 profit. Who cares? Stop sending that card in. Now, if the next product comes out and you're the first one to send a card like that in, sure, great. You have a chance to actually make money, right? And forget about making money. If you want to add one to your collection, that Wander Franco card is going to be $25, right? That Wander Franco is going to be $25 as a PSA 10. Will that person that got the $25 make money? Probably. They probably paid $2 for the pack, right? $2 for the pack, $18 for the grading, $20, $25. They probably make $2. Great. They made $2, and you got the card you wanted with zero risk. Elijah Moore Silver, right? This is a good card. Chuba Hubbard rookie. I like this because I think McCaffrey's gone soon. Trask. Devonta. More Brady. It's numbered. Celestial. No. So, I hope what I'm saying about the Zion stuff makes sense and the Wander stuff. And if you guys don't understand it or you disagree with me, again, please comment below and let us know what you think and why you think it, right? Help us understand where you're coming from. Kevin Nash. Daniel Rodriguez. Carson Taylor. I'm down for grading every single Bowman Chrome Auto. I don't think that at $18 a card, I just think it's worth sending them in. There is limited supply of these. These are not just regular base cards. Jimmy Lewis. I don't know who he is, but I'll take a young Dodgers pitcher all day, every day. Michael Porter Jr. I will go on record again saying I do not believe in buying basketball players that had a broken back. Felix Valerio. Jimmy Vargas. Our next topic is going to be interesting because we're going to talk about some of the Sapphire stuff. Lava. Do you guys think that the prices that PSA has right now are good? Are you looking for the price to come down more to submit? What are you guys doing right now when it comes to your submissions? I'll tell you, I figured we'd be getting about 2,000 cards a week, and that's what we're looking at right now for the new level, so I'm happy about that. So the question, has Sapphire luster worn off? It's funny, my original topic was buy, grade, sell, repeat for this, right? But $50 for a PSA 10 and $50 for a raw and $40 for a PSA 10 and only $120 for a $50 raw, $40 for a PSA 9 and only $120 for a PSA 10. I would not send any of these in. I mean, 75% are PSA 10s, that's great, but you're only making $50 raw means you're into it for $70. $70, 120, you're making $35. But every loss is $25. right? Every loss is $25. Now, sure, if you know what you're doing, you're going to make money. That's how this game works. But every loss is actually like 35 or 40 bucks. You're like, you have to always be over 50% with this card, hoping that nobody else is getting it and that it doesn't wear, the luster doesn't wear off more. I just think that the raw should be at least $10 to $20 less. And I would like this if it was $30 for the raw, $40 for a 9, and then $120 for a 10. Now that's a margin I can get behind. But the problem with 9s being worth less than raw, that's telling me as a submitter that people are not willing to pay a premium for this card in a holder. This is a sneaky good card. I bet that sells real well. Bet it's super low pop. Zach Wilson, Reactive Orange, PSA 10. Right? So if a PSA 9 is selling for 80% of a raw card, that's telling me that people don't care about the grade. That's telling me that it's a card that doesn't matter anymore. So I would be avoiding that card, and it would make me actually probably avoid Sapphire completely. Tommy Edman. We're now getting into cards that I think that my employees submitted. I could be wrong. We could be at the end of... Actually, I think I know the first one that is an employee card. Oh, see, this is a great card to sell. Sell right away. Marquise Brown off to a really good start. These are good. That scope looks amazing. Look at that green scope in this light. That looks incredible. Of 99 and of 75. Shaq Jam City. I'm crushing my pause game. Now, these are all employee cards. The next 50 or so cards are all employee cards. Zach Morris, orange autograph number 4 of 5, PSA 10, pop 1. Telling my guy to sell that card right away. That has gone up a ton. Otani Purple, PSA 9. Mookie Betts Sapphire, PSA 10. Kadarius Toney. I don't know why we're grading this card. They listen. Grade and sell. I think that all of these Chrome cards, I think all of these base Chrome cards, Valera, Matt Frazier, I don't even know who he is. Khalil Watson. Look at these grades. My guys are killing it. My guys are killing it. Valeria. Nick Abel. Okay, a couple 9s. They're not perfect. But like I always say, my preference is to get like 80 to 85% 10s. Just because it means that I'm probably not leaving any 10s on the table. If I get 100% 10s, I can almost guarantee that I left 10s on the table. I mean, I know whose this is, and he's just a Giants fan. That's why he's grading Tony. De La Rosa. Austin Martin. Tyler Black Refractor. Colson Montgomery Mega. Henry Davis. Last topic. Grade, sell, repeat. The prospect game. Very straightforward. And see, this one, since that PSA 9 is worth enough, I think it's a card that you can actually grade to sell. And there's only 77 of them, right? So not a lot of people have them in yet. Be interesting to see when that goes up. But that's telling me there's still value in it. I consider sending it an $18 if I know what I'm looking for. Obviously, 50-50 kind of thing here right now for sending them in to get 10s. But I think there's still value there. Jordan Lawler Refractor, that's a great card. Jay Allen. So yeah, the game with prospects is basically roll your base and refractors into color and roll your color into something even better. But look at all these refractors getting 10s. It's great. Henry Davis Refractor 10. That's got to be even lower pop. I would sell all of these right away. They're not rare cards. They're not numbered. Sell them right away and do it all over again. So really appreciate you guys watching. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Click that little bell so you can get alerts every time we post. We're going to be trying to get more and more up here. I will tell you the next video this week will be a BGS reveal, so hopefully you guys want to see that. And without further ado, we are out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to the next one.